Nihal's done, then you do lose confidence in yourselves. But Nihal Sarin, he's a fabulous positional player, has this really good natural talent. That's why he's so good at the faster time controls, because he's able to understand quickly how to organize the pieces. And
we did a little bit with his first move. I was thinking, yes, Alireza theoretically has, yes, Samarkand sometimes, and e5, of course, he has played quite a few times. But if you were to play the Sicilian, this, I believe, is the game to do so. Right, a critical game, you play against the leader, one of the last rounds, you're trading half a point of...
Nihal is not typically not an e4 player, but okay, nowadays everybody plays different first moves, but c5, c3, I don't recall him playing ever on maybe in some blitz games, but not. And here Alireza was unprepared we saw him taking his time to choose the opening line, and then he chose something fairly solid, but he started spending more and more time being a bit insecure. And now if you look at the position, I can probably say that Black not only, let's say, he didn't manage to equalize, but also the position was that White has a stable advantage. It's not an advantage where he needs to, burn some bridges and to prove it. I mean, he can play solidly, but also had an advantage.
And what do you think about this last move, knight to d5? Because before that, I'm just checking the database and I'm seeing that a lot of moves have been played, a lot of games, castles, a6, but knight to d5 is perhaps an attempt by Alireza just to take the game out of mainstream theory?
No, I don't think so.
No, you don't think so?
I think that he doesn't know what is the mainstream theory, really. I just think that he wants to prevent d2 to d4. Because if castles, then White plays d4 naturally, and then, or maybe knight c4. He wanted to avoid knight c4 with a trade and a strong center for White. So that's the reason he played knight d5, and not the idea to take it out of theory. That's my point. You don't, I mean, he's not in a position to take out of theory by all costs. I mean, still there's 3 rounds to go. If he makes a draw today, he'll have White tomorrow, and he still is very much in contention. So it's not like for him just feel or kill. I mean, he has to play a game and to know that he's not in a position where he must win. Because if he will take excessive risks, he will lose, and he will lose the chances to qualify.
Yeah, and Nihal has had a very interesting arc, because he changed trainers just recently, taking on the trainer of Gukesh, ex.
he's gone king to e5, very efficient. So what he's doing next is, well, yeah, check on e7. Now any of the two sides are good. I guess you might actually want the king all the way to f2, and then you go rook e1, and then maybe you move the e pawn as well. If the king is advanced kind of far enough, there's an extra idea of just like sacking the rook for the bishop, and you know, the king, bishop, and two pawns should be winning. So after that check, what they do? Like, you definitely don't go backwards because white's just gonna take. So you go king d, f4 or d4, right? Well,
F4 makes a lot of sense because then you can get round to g3.
Maybe.
And you always again have that check. Okay, so he goes to the center.
He goes to d4 through the center. I guess an additional idea of playing for a check. Wow, I see a funny pattern. So you go here, white goes here, you go here, and I believe, yeah, I was right, king b2. And then you try to checkmate, and this checkmate. White can capture e4 only with one piece at a time. Rook e4 stops rook e1, but you have rook d3. Bishop e4 stops rook d3, but you have rook e1.
It's a beautiful checkmate, and we may very well see it on the board.
Rook d7, yes. I mean, what else do? You're running out of
C3.
time. And now king to c3.
He's weaving
King
that
to c3. And now the valuation skyrockets to minus a lot, and then, you know, now it's a number of moves till the checkmate, and it reduces. Now it says black checkmate not later than in 21 move.
Well,
and
he's still being tricky.
bishop a6,
Oh,
right? But
planning
then,
to be king to b2 with a check on b7.
yeah.
Now, what about... Can you still do it, actually? Because you can use the king as a shelter. You can go king b3.
Yeah, you can go king b3.
King b3, and then the whole point
After
is
this
if
check.
there is rook to b7.
Ah, you want to go to the
Yes,
a
if I
file?
go b3, no, I want to block with the bishop.
Ah, yeah, to b3, not to b2. Yeah, king b3 is brilliant because then after a check, you go bishop b4 and rook e1 is unstoppable. That's precisely what he does, I think. That's precisely what he does. He goes king here, rook here, and now check, rook d1, and then you go f2.
Yep.
And then you go f2.
And there's nothing
And
in the world to
e3.
stop those
And-
pawns advancing. And
this is it. Alireza Firouzja wins it on move 8. Ever important game against Nihal Sarin.
a huge result, Miro, because this propels him into the pack of leaders on 6.5 points, and that means that Alireza is right in the thick of the fight for first place. What a game.